The light. It was the only building that stayed lit after dark. The village was small, tucked high in the hills of eastern Nepal, where the roads narrowed into gravel and power outages were more common than running water. I had come to document local architecture for a university project, but what I found instead was something I couldn't explain. Every evening, the lights in the houses dimmed and then vanished entirely, one by one, swallowed by nightfall and unreliable electricity. The locals didn't seem to mind. They lit candles cooked early, spoke in hushed tones by oil lamps, but no one ever lit the temple. It sat on the edge of the ridge, a small stone structure with faded prayer flags and a single wooden door. Weathered steps led up to it from the main road, and behind it the mountain dropped into a steep valley. I asked around, "Who takes care of the temple?" No one answered. "Do you pray there?" Shrugs, avoided eyes. Every night around 9 p.m., a light appeared inside. Not bright, not flickering like a candle, it glowed, soft pale, almost blue. I noticed it on my second night. I watched from the guest house window as the village went dark, and then like a match struck in fog, the temple lit up. I assumed someone was inside, a monk, maybe a caretaker, someone the villagers didn't talk about out of respect. But every time I walked past during the day, the temple was empty. Dust on the floor, cobwebs in the corners, no footprints, no offerings, just that door, always closed, yet never locked. On the fourth night, I went up. The power had gone out again. My flashlight barely worked. The battery down to its last breath. I followed the narrow trail to the ridge, the temple glowing faintly ahead, like a firefly trapped in stone. No sound, not even wind, just the faint light seeping from under the door. I reached for the handle. It turned easily. Inside was one room, stone walls, a small shrine at the far end, its figure long worn, smooth by time. No windows, no candles, nothing that could explain the light, yet the air shimmered with it. It wasn't coming from above or below. It was just there. And in the center of the room stood a mirror, old, cracked, freestanding on a wooden frame. I stepped forward and looked into it. My reflection stared back, still normal. But behind me, in the glass, the light was brighter, and something moved. A flicker. Just beyond my shoulder. I turned quickly. Nothing. The door remained open, the shrine unchanged. But in the mirror, my eyes glowed. A pale, soft blue. I backed away. My heart was pounding. I didn't remember blinking. Didn't remember breathing. I left the temple and hurried down the hill. Back to the guest house. Back to candles and blankets, and the soft hush of other people sleeping. In the morning, I checked the mirror in my room. My eyes were the same as always, brown. I convinced myself I imagined it. The next day, I asked a local boy about the temple. He stared at me for a long time, then said one word, "Don't." That night, the power failed again, and again, the temple lit up. The villagers didn't even look. On the sixth night, someone else went up, a teenage girl from the far side of the village. I didn't know her name. I only saw her from a distance, her figure climbing the path, her scarf glowing faintly in the temple's light. She didn't return, but the next morning, I saw her, standing at the edge of the rice field, staring at the mountains. Her eyes were glowing, not brightly, just faintly, like embers buried in snow. She didn't speak. She didn't blink. She only looked, and when I waved, she didn't respond. The villagers avoided her now. They didn't shun her. They feared her. That night, 2 more went up. They returned at dawn, silent, still eyes glowing with the same cold fire. I told myself I wouldn't go again, but something pulled at me. I couldn't explain it. It wasn't curiosity. It wasn't fear. It was invitation. Last night, I climbed the path again. The light was waiting. I stepped inside. The same room. The same mirror. This time I didn't stop at the doorway. I walked up to the glass and looked in. Behind me, shapes moved. Not people. Reflections. Echoes. Each one with glowing eyes. None of them blinked. I stared at my own reflection and watched the blue bleed slowly into my eyes. I tried to look away, but the mirror held me. I don't remember leaving. I woke up in my bed this morning. I feel calm. Too calm. The villagers won't speak to me now. They won't meet my eyes. They know. And tonight, I will return. Not because I want to, but because now I belong to the light, and it never goes out.